Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's broadcast. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me on my live streams that I do most weekdays, or outside of the live stream, you can consider joining our Discord. There's a link for that down in the description below. Also, if you're interested in getting some ideas of the meals that our family eats on our whole food plant-based diet, there's a link to a Pinterest board that has a lot of those recipes or some meal ideas for anybody looking for some ideas. Today is day 590 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fast and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 200 pounds so far. I am 19 months into this challenge. I have 17 months left to go, and I am excited to reaching my goal weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your guys' non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I'd love to hear those as well. If you are struggling with your diet or struggling to get back on track with your diet, I'd love to, hear what's going on, see if we can help you figure out a way to get back on track. And what choices are you going to make to what choices are you going to make that allow you to make it easier for you to stay on your diet? I don't know why that sentence was so tough for me today. Let's go ahead and switch over here. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. It was pretty good. The weather here was pretty good, and overall, we had a very busy weekend and lots of great things going on throughout the weekend. We had a wedding that we went to this weekend that I'll talk about a little bit, and I'm sure there's some other things here. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to show off the photos from the weekend because I did take a bunch of photos from the wedding. So I'm going to have to switch in and out of my album here. Let's hope that the album's working, and it's not. Let me see if I'm on the right network. I am on the right network. And it just doesn't want to work. Let's give it one more shot here. Let's hit stop and then hit start. So I'll set this down and we'll give it a chance to catch up maybe. And if it decides to work, it will show up on my screen here. Really the food this weekend, I felt like I did a good job with the food overall. I got on the scale this morning and things seem to be going in the right direction. Generally, when I come in on Monday, my weight tends to be higher by a couple pounds than it was when I left on Friday. Today, I'm actually at the same weight or better weight than I was on Friday. This is going to be annoying if this doesn't work. Let me try that. That didn't work either. So because I had lots of photos that I wanted to go through and share today. And if this isn't going to work, it's going to put a damper on that. Let me think if there's anything else I can do to try to get this to work better. Let's try disconnecting and reconnecting it. We had a busy weekend. Friday night, just kind of hung out at the house and relaxed. And then on Saturday, got some things done in the morning. And then we had a wedding that we attended in the afternoon. And it was really awesome going to the wedding and seeing people that I had. In fact, that's actually my non-scale victory. It wasn't from the wedding, or what? It was from Sunday, but it wasn't from the wedding on Sunday. I got a couple non-scale victories, I guess. So we're going to try this one more time. See if disconnecting, it did not help. So we'll leave that up for a minute. And if it decides to connect, then we will mess with that. If it doesn't connect, then we will go from there. So on Sunday, my daughters went to a birthday party for a classmate of theirs from 2 years ago. Anyways, but they had a birthday party for their friend that they had to go to that was at a park. And so, hey, there it worked. I'll go ahead and talk about my non-scale victory, and then I'll go over this. So on Sunday, I took the girls to this birthday party, and everything was great. And I wish I would have gotten some photos from the birthday party, but was very nervous that the kids were going to be sad because they weren't going to have any food to eat. And fortunately, the host of the party did a great job with the food for us. I mean, it wasn't intentionally for us, but it worked out for us. They didn't have any hot food. So there wasn't any beef or chicken or crock pots of any sort like that, which was kind of nice. The food that they did have there was, they had a large plate of vegetables, just, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, and then they had some cucumbers that had some seasoning on it. And then they had 2 really big bowls of mixed fruit with like grapes and raspberries and probably some melons and some other things in the mixed fruit bowls. And then they had a huge bowl of watermelon as well. So most of the food that they had there for the kids to eat, my kids were able to eat without any issues. And then they had like those boxes of potato chips that they're like the assortment packs where there's like 50 bags of potato chips in there. And 3 of the types of potato chips that were in the bag, our kids were able to eat. So that was nice that they were able to go to a birthday party and they really didn't have to feel like they were excluded from anything. We actually were not able to stay for the whole party. So we didn't have to deal with the cake because that would have been the only thing that the kids would not have been able to have. But what we've learned to do is go to there's a grocery store near us that they sell these chocolate cupcakes that are vegan. And we have made it a habit now, because we've run into this a few times, to just get those cupcakes and bring them with us so that our kids can have a cupcake or something sweet while everybody else is eating cake. We had brought the cupcakes with us, but we had to leave before they actually got to the cake. So then our kids just got to eat the cupcakes at home later. But my non-scale victory was that I took the kids to the birthday party, and the last time that I had seen this kid's parents was a year ago when I took my daughters to their daughter's birthday party last year. And when I got to the park and went into the pavilion and kind of, let my kids go and run around, the mom of the girl whose birthday it was came up to me and she said, and I can't remember the exact phrasing, but essentially it was, wow, you look incredible. And it was really awesome. It was just kind of a neat, positive affirmation that what I've been doing has been paying off, I guess. And that, and especially since the last time I saw her a year ago, I wasn't that much heavier than I am now. I was probably 25 to 30 pounds heavier than I am now, which really is actually a lot because it's about 10% of my body weight, but I don't think of it as being a lot because I've lost so much weight and I have so much more weight to lose. But just her reaction to seeing me just kind of brightened up my whole day. Like it was just kind of a nice, positive, positive feedback from her, and that's always great to have that happen. So that was really a non-scale victory for me from the weekend. The other non-scale victory that I had planned to talk about too is that I'm wearing a t-shirt that is a 2X, and it actually fits. I can see if I can stand back and show you guys. So I am only wearing this shirt really because the shirt I did wear to work got filthy from being outside. It's like 98 degrees outside today. I think my face is still a little bit red from being outside for a while. And so the shirt I wore to work got dirty, so I had to put this one on. I had it in my truck, and I was nervous that it wasn't going to fit very good, but I think it fits fine. It's a little short for my liking, but nobody would notice, or, there's many people that would wear a shirt that fits this way. So that was my other non-scale victory from this weekend, was that. So this might have disconnected here while I was talking. So there's a chance that this is not going to work again right away. Okay, there we go. It is working. So this is just kind of a rundown of the food that I ate throughout the weekend. It's going to be a little bit jumpy here. I'm not sure. It looks like my audio says it's working here. If anybody else is having sound issues, please let me know. But nobody else has said anything yet. So Carrie says the stream's working on her end. I guess when they say their sound's not working and then I answer through audio, they can't hear me answer their question. So but Carrie says it's working on her end. So you might want to just try restarting. So Friday night I got home, and I kind of had mentioned this on Friday that Carrie went to Costco and picked up one of the things that we kind of have been leaning away from eating. And I told her to pick up the bag of dehydrated mango. And so I had dehydrated mango over the weekend. That bag is very close to being gone now, if it's not gone already, but there's still some left, I believe, but I can't remember now. So had some organic mango, and then just ear of corn I took a photo of. And then dinner on Friday night was, oh man, I can't think of the name of this. It might have been something Carrie just put together. I feel like it was something. Carrie says try going to a different video and then clicking back. I don't remember what the name of this dinner was from Friday night. It was something new. It was like an oatmeal. And I just can't think of what it's called. And so, Carrie says it was masala oats. Yes, it was masala oats. And I think she threw some spinach in at the end just to get some, great. I'm glad you got the sound working there. She threw some spinach in there to add a little bit of dark green leafy vegetables there at the end. I got to switch back because I got some other photos. And then Saturday morning, big old bowl of oatmeal. So I had a lot of oats this weekend, I guess. Starting off Friday evening, we had oats. Saturday morning, I had oats. This is our savory oatmeal here with a little bit of the Kirkland's no salt seasoning on the top. Awesome oatmeal that we always have. I got a few photos that maybe I'll talk about. We'll see. And then Saturday for lunch, this was the lunch that I made for myself. It's not super pretty looking. And a lot of our food really, not all of our food is super pretty looking. So this is just mashed potatoes with a little bit of mustard dressing mixed in with it. Kind of one of my go-to snacks when we have the mustard dressing around. And then let me switch here. Photos from the birthday party. And let me see. So then I did not. Oh, the wedding was on Saturday. I don't know why I said something about the wedding being on Sunday. No, Saturday was the birthday party. Wedding was on Saturday as well. And so I didn't take any photos of it, but we had a wedding to go to. And we knew that the wedding wasn't going to be, catered towards us. And I wasn't sure what they were going to have. I knew it was going to be a buffet style. So generally they have some sort of salad on that type of setup. And but other than that, we weren't sure what we were going to have. So on Saturday, prior to leaving for the wedding, I had those mashed potatoes that I showed you a photo of. And then I also had some shredded wheat with raisins and soy milk, just to make sure that I got some food in my belly and I wouldn't be distracted by that or have any issues with being hungry at the wedding if we were unable to eat anything at the wedding. Fortunately, they did have the salad like I talked about, and then they also had a really nice fruit mix. And so I ended up kind of doing a 50-50 plate here. Half of it was just the salad, and then the other half was the mixed fruits. I knew that the salad wasn't going to be anything special because we couldn't use any of the dressings there. In hindsight, I may have tried to smuggle some dressing in the future. Like that would have been one of the things we could have done is brought a little container with our dressing to put on the salad. It might have spiced it up a little bit, but it's funny though, like just eating lettuce like this, I have such a better appreciation for it. And I really taste the lettuce and things like that in there more now than I used to taste. The interesting thing with the fruit half of this is that in the past, before starting this diet, I loved grapes. I'd eat pineapple or love pineapple as well, but I really didn't like or don't like things like cantaloupe or honeydew. And that's just something that has been my preference. That's just been my preference over the years, is to not eat cantaloupe or honeydew. And since we started this diet, we haven't had really any of that, of those fruits, because our kids don't really like cantaloupe. I think Carrie might be the only one that like cantaloupe, so we don't have those. But because it was the only food that was there and I've been trying more things, I figured I'd try the cantaloupe and the honeydew again. And I really enjoyed it a lot. The honeydew was awesome. The cantaloupe was good. And and so for me, that's great because I kind of added 2 new foods to my diet that I didn't used to eat. Not that we're going to have a lot of cantaloupe or honeydew, but when I go to an event like this, and they have a mixed fruit bowl like that, then I know that I'll be more satisfied with it. The other thing that I did, which Carrie actually suggested, is we kind of ate the lettuce and some of the fruit together. Kind of picked up a few, pieces of lettuce and then picked up some honeydew and just kind of ate it in one bite. And it really kind of made everything taste good. It improved the lettuce, I suppose, and it was satisfying, and I had talked to my friend, it was his daughter's wedding that we went to, and I talked to him after the wedding because he knows that I eat this way, and he was asking me some questions about it. And it's just a weird situation in that I could have cared less what food that they had. Like, we went to the wedding and I had a really awesome time at the wedding. And I, to 99% of the people there, they would have looked at my plate and been like, oh my God, that's all you're eating, or that's what you're eating. And that can't taste good, or that can't, and for me, it didn't matter. It wasn't, I wasn't there, to eat food, and it was a buffet style thing. So it wasn't like anybody would be expecting the food to be kind of knock your socks off food anyways. And, but, yeah, he was kind of concerned that, or that we were happy. He wanted to make sure that we were happy with what we had. And I was extremely happy with it. And like I said to him, because of the food that you had, I found 2 new fruits that I hadn't really liked before that I know that I enjoy now. And that was something that I did gain from going to the wedding. Pretty Girl's mom checking in saying, late today, no problem. Glad you were able to catch us here. Carrie says Saturday was a very busy food day for her, getting food ready to send with our girls to spend the night at grandma's, and our son went to his friend's house. So yes, there was a lot of prep going on Saturday so that we could have a kid-free evening, and they wouldn't be starving when they got home. Anthony's checking in saying, hey, Anthony, I hope you had a great weekend. And so this was what I had at the wedding, and I was extremely happy with that, even though from the outside, you wouldn't necessarily think that would be the most wonderful meal. It really was great. And Carrie kind of even made a comment at the time about how nice it is to go to an event like this, to be able to eat a plate of food, and then after eating it, not feeling like drained or bogged down or bloated. Like, I ate this and I felt great afterwards. I mean, me and Carrie danced for 2 hours and partied with with all the people there, and without having any of the issues that sometimes you get when you eat a lot of dairy or you eat a lot of oil. And so that was really nice. And the other thing that, you might get nervous too about going to a wedding and just eating this and what people are going to think or what they would say. But for the most part, really, other than Carrie, I don't know that anybody even noticed what food choices we made. And so there was really no reason to be nervous about that. And it was a great time at the wedding. And then I did take a photo. The thumbnail was a photo of me and Carrie, but here's a photo of us at the photo booth that they had with the props on. And the photo here that I have, it's kind of large here. It's going to cover my face up, but it's crazy to see the difference here from when we first started. Let me do this. From when we kind of before we first started doing this diet till now, just the differences in our face and in our overall size. Being combined, we've lost over 260 or 270 pounds at this point. So it's really awesome to see the difference in our body shape. It's hard to see our faces with these glasses on, but it was fun to go there, and it's always cool to have these comparison photos now as well. Jess Ann says, you guys look amazing. Thanks, Jess Ann. I appreciate that. And I feel amazing too. Let's go back to this here. So that was us partying it up at the wedding there. And then let's see, let's go here. And then I'm going to say Quits 54 says, awesome results, Carrie. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. She has made her face difference between those two photos is a huge difference. I'm sure she hates it that I shared the other photo because that first photo on the left there is pretty much the photo that got us kind of started in this direction. We had a anniversary party for my parents. I think it was their 50th anniversary. And those were photos that we had taken at that 50th anniversary, and really kind of eye-opening seeing those photos and how overweight we were, because we hadn't really had a lot of photos, especially ones where Carrie says worst photo of us ever. That before photo is a pretty bad photo of us, but and so that kind of started the ball rolling, especially for Carrie. And then it took me a couple months to kind of kick it into gear and do something about it. Let's see. Then Saturday, we did end up staying at the wedding kind of late, but then when we got home, we were hungry, and we probably could have skipped eating at that late at night on Saturday, but Carrie had the rice and beans and some mango salsa made up. So we did have a late night meal on Saturday to finish out the day. And this was awesome. A great mix here with the rice and beans and the mango salsa and spinach. Just so sweet, and the salsa really gives it a great flavor and texture. And that was a snack that we had, or that was kind of our second dinner, I guess, because the fruit and the lettuce wasn't a lot of calories. Let me see. I do have one other photo of us. This is not as good a photo as the other one, I suppose, but just a photo of us from the wedding there. And then Sunday morning, we were out of mushrooms. So no mushrooms means that we are, oh, this is just behind me. Okay. That we went back to our sweet oatmeal for breakfast on Sunday. And then we had that for breakfast on Monday as well. But yeah, this is apples, bananas, apple juice as the liquid, and then a big dollop of, Carrie says, yeah, that photo I just showed was a photo of us after we'd been dancing here. So we were a little bit sweaty and messy after we'd been cutting a rug out on the dance floor. So this was breakfast on Sunday, and then I don't know what the next photo is. Let me see here. Sorry, guys. I have a bunch of photos mixed in. Okay, so yeah, so this is just rice that has the mustard dressing mixed in with it as well. Sort of like the mashed potatoes that we had on Saturday. I also, I mix that same dressing in with rice sometimes, and that is just a photo of that. Carrie did say she picked up some mushrooms today, though, so we'll be back to our savory oatmeal for breakfast tomorrow. Next photo here is dinner from yesterday, and this was an awesome dinner. So thanks to all you awesome guys talking to us about the plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burgers. And we've had those, I think, 3 times now in the last couple weeks. And that's what I have here is a couple of the plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burgers. One of them I put on lettuce. The other I just ate as it is. And then that sauce that's on there is like a homemade sour cream sauce that Carrie makes. It's really easy to make. It's, I think, 3 ingredients. And gives it a nice flavor and kind of mimics sour cream a little bit. Also have some of that sauce on the baked potato, and then a couple of carrots that were cooked in the Instapot with the baked potatoes. And so that was my dinner yesterday, and then breakfast today. Back to the oatmeal. So I can't believe I just talked for 30 minutes on but that wasn't all just the food. I had some issues with the computer, but But yeah, so that was breakfast today. Overall, great food all weekend, and really didn't cause me too many issues with the scale today, which is awesome, because that is one of my issues with being home at the weekend, is that I tend to eat a lot more when I'm at home and I put weight on. But it was a busy weekend, so I wasn't home a ton especially on Saturday. We were gone all day, or most of the day, because I went to that birthday party and then the wedding that afternoon. Yesterday, I got a little bit done, but I wasn't super motivated to do anything on Sunday. Could have done a little bit more during the day, but at the second half of the day, I went and cleaned up some stuff and took it down to our office and put it in the dumpster down at our office, cleaning up just some things that had been piling up in the garage I hadn't dealt with. So that's really all I took care of on Sunday. I definitely need to get out and cut the grass, but the weather here is just going through the roof. It's like 95 plus degrees today. And I actually ended up getting in a position where I had to go outside and work outside a lot today. So that's why I'm wearing this shirt I mentioned earlier, because my other shirt was just drenched, so totally soaked through from being outside for the couple hours that I was outside today. But it did feel nice to get outside and do some work. Had to pick up some things and get a little bit of a mini workout in the middle of the day. You say here that you'd like to find a good burger recipe. I really like it's plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burger. Carrie's been cooking them in the air fryer, and they come out really good. I mean, with anything, I don't know that it doesn't like replace burgers, like somebody who has a burger and has one of these plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burgers is going to know the difference. Like you can tell it's not a hamburger, but they work really good in the sandwiches, or I put them on lettuce wraps instead of eating them on bread. And I think they have a great flavor, a good texture. And I eat them. I've eaten them just kind of as like a big cookie, and I've liked them that way as well. Jess Ann says, you're a newbie here. How often do I live stream? So I like to live stream. I plan to live stream every day. But life gets in the way. I have things that come up. Like this Wednesday, I'm not going to be able to live stream, but I kind of push to live stream every day. Right now it's 4 p.m. It's actually Central Time. I'm not sure Anthony answered there, but let's see. I'm mixed up here a little bit here, but it's 4 p.m. Central Time is when I go live. It's been the time that's worked out best for me so far. I'm going to kind of plan on keeping that time until my schedule has to change. But I feel like from an accountability standpoint, doing this every day works out best for me, or at least planning to do it every day works out best for me. It's similar to what some of the doctors that I follow say about working out, is that it's better to have a plan to work out a little bit every day versus planning on doing like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Because if you do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, then something comes up where you can't work out on Friday, then you're going to, either have to make up for that workout on Saturday, which is outside of your routine or what you've planned, or you have to skip Friday and then not work out again till Monday. And then you've gone from having a 2-day gap to having a 5-day gap between your workouts, and things happen in those 5 days that could cause issues, or you don't feel motivated to go in on Monday. So, I found that it's just best to kind of plan to do it daily. And then if things come up, then I'm just back at it the next day. It's not something where I'm like, well, I can't stream Wednesday, so now it's going to be Friday when I stream. So that's kind of been my schedule or my philosophy with it. Carrie's given the recipe for the 3-2-1 burgers. It's oats, rice, black beans, maple syrup, garlic, and onion powder. Yeah, and it's a good recipe. It must be fairly popular because I learned about it from the people that watched the stream here when we were talking about some things. And when somebody brought it up, there was about 5 people that said, hey, yeah, do that. It's great. And so that's where we got that recipe from. Let's see. What else was I talking about here? Just overall, I feel great with the diet. I really was feeling awesome on Friday, and the scale was showing well for me. I'm looking forward to getting on the scale this week. I'm not sure if I'm going to weigh in tomorrow or Thursday. It's always kind of a because when I do that, if I weigh in on Thursday, that it'll only be 6 days till my next weigh in, and then I'm always disappointed with that short week. What happens? So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'll probably weigh in on Thursday and do it that way this week, just because I cannot stream on Wednesday because of some work commitments that I have. Man, I got talking so much about food today and time just kind of got away from me here. If anybody has any questions, I'll take any questions here real quick, but I don't have a whole lot that I'm going to get into. I keep having a topic that I want to talk about, but I feel like I need to give it more time than just a few minutes at the end of my stream here. So, but overall, weekend was great. Looking forward to this week. I do have to travel on Wednesday, so I'm going to have to make some plans to accommodate those travels because I won't have access to any good food for me while I'm traveling. So I will have to put together some baked potatoes so I have some food to eat on the road. Maybe grab some oranges, some apples, just kind of get a big bag of food together so that I can travel and not be too run into any issues. I always know that I can go a while without eating, but it's always nice to have food as an option. And it's going to be a long day. I'm going to be leaving at 6 a.m. and driving for about 2.5 hours, and then I'm not going to be getting home until 6 p.m. So I'm going to have about 5 hours of driving on Wednesday, and that's always kind of tough for me because I always eat when I drive. I've always used food as like I'm getting tired, I need to eat some food so I can wake up and be alert. And I don't, honestly, it's something that you convince yourself of, but it probably doesn't actually work. Jess Ann asks, do I have a favorite recipe? Gosh, there's a few of them I really like. Right now, one of my favorite ones that we've been eating is this rosemary and bake sweet potato casserole. That's probably one of my top ones right now. I also really like our chickpea tikka masala. We have that quite a bit. Is another one that I would say is probably my favorite. Maybe Carrie can think of something here that I'm not thinking of that I say I like a lot. But yeah, as far as favorite recipes, that rosemary and bake is one of them. Oh, there's a Linda's meatloaf. I think it was from the Engine 2 cookbook that I really like that as well. Linda's meatloaf. We haven't had that for a little while, but that is something that I like a lot. So there's a few recipes or a few meals that I really enjoy. And then, there's, and then I have my favorite snacks are probably shredded wheat with raisins or, Ezekiel bread with nut butter. Carrie says that she is making marinated mushrooms and roasted veggies right now, and she's pretty excited about it. Yeah, we've had these portobello mushroom caps in our fridge for a few days, and Carrie keeps forgetting that she needs to get them marinated and cooked. And then Carrie's also saying that all of the foods that I just mentioned are shared on the Pinterest board. There's a link to a Pinterest board down in the description below that we put a lot of the recipes that we enjoy on that Pinterest board. Shai said, you came in late. Did you finish the starch solution? And do I have another book that I'm going to start? Yes, I talked about it actually a little bit on Friday. I'm not sure if you were on stream or not, but I finished the book on Friday. I finished the book on Friday during the day, and there was like 1 minute after the stream that I listened to on my way home. But yes, I did finish the starch solution book, and if anybody has any suggestions on any other books to read, I'd love to hear your suggestions. I do have a list of all the books I have read down in the description, so you can kind of see what I've had as reading material over the last 18 months. Before starting the starch solution book, my intention was actually to listen to the Maximum Weight Loss book by McDougall, and then found out the other day talking to you guys that the starch solution came after Maximum Weight Loss, and I thought it was the other way around. So I was going to do starch solution, then Maximum Weight Loss, because I thought that was the order that those books were written, but apparently it was the other way around. And so I don't know how interested I am in listening to Maximum Weight Loss, just because I feel like he probably has any of his good content from that book in the starch solution book. If anybody says to read it still, let me know. But, so that was one of the books I was thinking about reading, was Maximum Weight Loss. Another book that I've been kind of putting off reading is, any books by Dean Ornish. I can't think of the name of it. It's in the description below. Because I have like what I'm hoping to read. And then the other book that I have considered reading is, How to Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease by, Esselstyn, I believe is who wrote that book. So those are a couple of the books that are on my radar to read, but I haven't made a decision on which one I'm going to read next. And if anybody has, like I said, if you have any other plant-based books that you recommend, or, that kind of, some of the other books I've read, is, Rich Roll's book, Finding Ultra. Born to Run is another book that I've read. Wim Hof's book, and then Grant Cardone is another one that I listened to one of his books here recently. So any kind of books in those lines too, or something that I would read. Asking what kind of beans do we use in the 3-2-1 burgers? You just found his recipe online. We use like a black bean, I think, is what they are. Yeah, black beans is what Carrie is saying. If you make the recipe, mix up those black beans beforehand so they get mushed up a little bit, like it says in the recipe. Carrie forgot or didn't do that one time, and so it was a little bit crumbly because the beans were still in their whole form. They weren't mashed up a little bit. Carrie just made that comment. She says she definitely recommends mashing them in a stand mixer before adding the other ingredients. So, but they were still good. It was just part of the directions that we kind of skipped over there. So yeah, I am going to hop off here today. I appreciate all you guys checking out the live stream and supporting me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, get subscribed. Click on that bell icon so you get alerted when I go live. Hit that thumbs up button to help the algorithm. And if you haven't started your diet yet, get started now. There's nothing coming up this week or this weekend that is more important than your overall health and well-being. Nobody ever gets to their goal and looks back and wishes they would have waited. Everybody looks back and wishes they would have started sooner. So get started right now. Don't fall for the myths of moderation, the myth of moderate change, the idea that you can slowly convert from eating this horrible diet full of junk food to a healthy diet slowly is just not feasible for many people. You can't eat healthy with one foot in the junk food pantry still. If you know, and so you just got to make the choice one time, just to make the changes and stick to that choice. So you don't have to fight yourself. You don't have to deal with the well, I guess I can have it today, but not tomorrow. You know, it's always not going to have it ever. And then also the myth of moderate consumption, the idea that eating a little bit of something unhealthy is okay. If your goal is to be as healthy as possible, then all your choices should be the healthiest choice possible. I know it's not, it's hard to be 100%, but when you're making those choices to eat, when you're making your choice of what to eat, you have to look at it from that lens. The idea of a balanced diet is a myth that these industries want you to believe. You shouldn't try to balance healthy food with unhealthy food in your diet. Where am I at here on the camera? Over here. It shouldn't be a balance. If this is your healthy food and this is your junk food, it should be like this. The healthy food should be weighing it down. There shouldn't be anything on the junk food side. And so the idea of a balanced diet is what keeps us fat or keeps us from getting healthy. So don't fall for the myth of moderate consumption. You guys are all amazing. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, and you guys all have a wonderful evening.